I'd be going crazy. You know that.
Um, have you been following the rapper Fulio that passed away?
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly, right? I'm
Mm.
down. I'm so confused. There's probably a simple explanation, like it was an old video or something like that, but I'm not.
But
I
but
don't
fuck
want it
that.
to be true.
No, no. I'm here for conspiracy theories.
And I saw something about I was in it, right? I was doing the research. I was like, oh, this would be so awesome if he wasn't dead. But then his mom posted something about him being gone. And I was like, oh, well, that's not fun anymore.
I should shut up. But even though, still, it's he dies and suddenly he's commenting on people's like this shit trash.
Right. And then it was the live video, but apparently the live video was old or something like that.
I'm sure. I just wanted to say I don't really use social media like that fully. However, when I do die, I fully give you the right to log in and just talk
Give me
shit
your
about
give me your passwords.
and just talk shit on people's. And that we're not saying anything positive. Oh, lovely video. Like, damn, you ugly as fuck.
This
Like,
shit weak.
I gotta comment on some of my people's. God damn, you ugly. Just
I think I would definitely just be you, but just an exaggerated version of you. Because
give
you
me an
are a
example.
big hater and
So
you are like naturally a negative person,
that's
but I
crazy.
would just go over the top with it.
So give me an example. I need to know.
Oh, like if someone announced their pregnancy, I'd be like, baby's gonna have a big ass nose or some shit like that. Looking at
Um,
y'all two.
Imagine a dead person commented, "You sure that baby yours?" Who you gonna argue
Just
with?
imagine someone just like just coming from the dead and being like, "Hey,
Bro, been dead 5 years. What is happening?
yo, she be really getting around. You
Hey,
think
I
y'all
mean,
should be doing a gender reveal and
I don't know if
everything?
you heard about what happened last week, my G, but
Gender reveal, she need to do a baby daddy reveal or some shit."
facts. How do you know what happened last week? Hey, I'm up here. I see everything, my G.
Yeah, I've been going down the rabbit hole on just rapper conspiracy theories and music conspiracy theories. Are you familiar with the oh, I don't want to I don't want to fuck up his name and it's two letters. It's either JP or JB. Do you know him?
No,
So
neither letter.
this guy is interesting. He's he did the TikTok song that was so popular. Ever make the biddy hit her knees?
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's like a college hooper, like he plays college
Hmm.
basketball, and he's like openly bisexual.
Yeah, I've seen his videos. I ain't gonna lie, that shit's kind of dope.
Like he got on like no one of No Jumper's things, and then he was like, yeah, like I had relations with a dude, and then and of course No Jumper when Adam's not there
Hmm.
is just a bunch of gang members, right? And then he was just like, oh no Diddy, and he was like, no Diddy. And yeah, and I'm super like that's new. That's
That's
not something
progressive.
that we're used to.
But I like the fact he's like, I don't give a fuck. Like this,
He's like,
this is what it is.
I think the story is someone was going to expose him.
He's
Like
just like,
some chick was gonna expose him. Like, oh, I know you mess with dudes, and he was like, watch this. You think I give a fuck?
I'm not mad at that. Be yourself, big dog.
Another thing, and this is completely not rapper related, but um after the presidential debate, I know we're
Oh
really
God.
sad about how our candidates are so old and they think that we need to have an age cap. And I'm completely with that conversation. But let's take it off politics and let's think about what are some other things that there needs to be an age cap for. And I'm going to
Driving.
start off with driving.
Drive 100%. The
Dude,
second I get on a road and see a lady that looks like she's about 85, I want to call the police immediately.
like it shouldn't be like I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be ageist. I'm not trying to do all that, right? It's
It's definitely
like
dangerous.
and especially where I live in a certain I ain't trying to be like I got a bag or whatever. But I live in like a highfalutin, like I'm right by where shit pops off at. You know what I'm
Did my
saying?
boy just say falutin?
Highfalutin, isn't that the word?
That's big. That's big bag talk right there. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't
It's
even know what the hell you talking about.
it's primarily like older rich people
Hmm.
that I live by. And they be getting in their Benzes, like black on black, big body Benzes. And they shriveled up driving this shit. And I'm like, at some point, you're gonna hurt somebody or
No,
yourself.
and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not that so much that I think it's ageist, and I think you shouldn't. It's not so much that I'm so concerned about your personal health. I'm concerned about me. Like that's we got to have this conversation. I'd like to stay alive, and you kind of messing that process up.
No, I'm saying like it they're so old and they have such nice vehicles. Like you pulling out in a $200,000 car
What
and
do you think that insurance is? Like you know how
like
like insurance is like super high when you're young. Once you got to hit 80, insurance companies gotta be like, all right, big dog, like.
fam, look, like either you pay this $2,000 a month or you not get insurance. And they
Dog, you
got no
can't
choice
even
at that
see
point.
the road. Like,
And it's just be so, and I'm like, fam, there's just no way that you're cognitively checking both ways before. There's just no shot.
no, that's a fact.
And it got me thinking, like, what are some things? I know people want to make it political, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to make it funny. Let's talk
Which
about other things. Like, as soon as you turn 65, they're like, all right, hand it over. You
give
don't
me a
get a
license.
license no more.
Now, how
That's
do I
when
get
we
around? I don't give a fuck.
that's when we change. That's when we take your license and we give you an ID. Remember when we
Mm,
used to have IDs?
yeah,
Like boom, boom. That's what happens. It's a trade off at 65. Not only when you retire do you get to do it, play golf all the time, but you get your license taken away. I think we need
no,
to think
that's
about it.
facts. And it's crazy. Cops will start pulling people over that look old. Like, Shawty, I know you don't have a driver's license. I'm 45.
Let me
God
check your
damn.
shit. Yo, cops profiling old people would be so cool.
I know you about 75. I'm 40. God damn,
Yo,
bitch.
cops start acting like club bouncers. Let me see that ID.
I
You
don't
was born
know.
in 28. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm saying, man. I was thinking about it. I kept seeing the political narratives, and I was like, all right, of course, me, I can't take shit seriously. So I'm like, all right, let's talk about let's change the direction of this conversation. What else besides presidents do we need to have an age cap on? I was definitely thinking driving. There's some other ones that I won't talk about on the podcast.
That's fair. That's fair. Driving seems like the safe bet.
Welcome to episode 8 of the Bench Player Podcast. Make sure to follow us on all the socials: Spotify, the Bench Player Podcast; TikTok, the Bench Player Podcast; Apple Podcast app, the Bench Player Podcast; and of course, YouTube, the Bench Player Podcast. It's been a quiet week for music.
Yeah, it's been like that for a
It
couple weeks.
was. We kind of got saved by some beef.
Pause.
Really? I don't know if that one was. I mean,
We're not in
you're
June
the
anymore.
one
It's got
You're
to be
putting
safe.
beef in like you're making beef a thing in your head.
You know, Pride Month ended, so I'm just trying to keep it safe around here.
I'm
That's
just
all.
trying to, I'm pausing whatever I can. Uh, Mr. Rick Ross got he got swung on by some Canadian goons, and
Sounds funny.
I know, and I'm trying not to. I'm trying to really refrain from, you know what I'm saying.
Rick
And
Ross crew
then,
got jumped by the Vancouver villains. Like, what are we doing?
dude, there's like the Edmonton Evil Boys or some shit like that. Like, they can't. I felt like I seen a new name after the BC Bad Boys. Like
You talking
what?
beef A? All right, you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Um, Ross got hit with a little right hand, and apparently one of Ross's dudes got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, no, watch this. One of the security. Imagine being a famous artist with jewelry on, out in public, and you see your security guard on the
Just
ground with
get
his ass
rolled on.
Dog, that's gotta be the most terrifying thing to ever seen. He like 6'5" and he getting whooped. What am I gonna do? That's crazy.
Um, and So from my end, how I'm receiving this, I know people want to make it. I see it. Are you with you're in the streets? You know what I'm saying? You're connected.
Obviously, always.
Are the Drake fans trying to spin this as like a Drake coordinated this?
I don't even think so. I think they're trying to say, "Don't you ever come to Canada talking shit, sir? It's the number one song in the country. I'm gonna play this song."
Um,
And
yeah, like,
the country's got Drake's. I
but you
get it.
know, Ross is definitely playing that song to piss people off
Oh,
because
100%.
that's who
No,
he is.
that was planned. Like he knew when I get to Canada, I'm playing that song wherever I go.
Absolutely. Um, and it definitely seems like, and we're gonna do a Drake top five to really make it seem like we're not hating on Drake every single podcast. And you might not think that this is hate worthy, but Drake liking the post.
It's just petty. That's funny. I would do the same shit.
So, and so I get that. So I'm glad we have kind of different point of views here. I think
I would have put a Ross grunt underneath the video.
I think, in my opinion, and this is how I feel in many different ways in many different situations in life. When you get sunned, I think Kendrick's son Drake. That's my opinion. It
Okay.
might people might not have that. I'm completely okay with having that conversation. That's cool with me. But in my opinion, this dude punked you. In my opinion,
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
right. Anybody else that you try to get funny with seems funny in the light, in my opinion. Like you trying to be petty to Ross, it's like, hey, go after that guy, the guy that sunned you. Go after him. Because everything, it's almost like the J. Cole conversation when we say Cole had a chance to like show that he's the best rapper in the world. He didn't want to step up to the plate with Kendrick for whatever reason. But then we say, like, okay, when you talking that shit, it's gonna seem funny because you had your opportunity and you passed on it.
See, I agree with that, but Drake got in the field and fought.
But you still lost.
I don't care. You win and you lose some. That's part of the game. Like that's what it is.
Okay, I like your direction in this. So you think the best process for Drake is to just continue doing like what got you here.
I'll put it like this. Imagine Sean Strickland comes up and smacks you in the face.
Okay.
But old scrawny boy in the corner starts laughing at you. Be like, I know you not talking. Like, come on. Okay. I got smacked. He beat me. Cool. Don't get crazy with me
I
though.
like this. I like this is great pod talk. I
You
really
see what I'm
like
saying?
this. Yeah, okay. So, to go on with your analogy and your example, it's
Hmm.
how you respond and how you perform with the Sean Strickland slap that you're talking about.
Okay.
If you get just pummeled and then you're like, I know you're not talking shit. It's like, hey, if I'm the dude laughing in the corner, you mad at me? Be mad at him. Don't be mad at me.
Okay. Let's calm
That's
down.
what I'm talking about.
Let's calm down. Ross interjected himself in this beef unnecessarily. You're
Okay.
teasing Drake based off what Kendrick did, not what you did.
Fair enough.
So
I received that.
that becomes a who are you talking to? Because
Okay.
let's be clear. If this was a direct Drake versus Ross thing, Drake's clearing Ross up. Let's be clear.
Sure.
That's my opinion. I guess we can't prove it, but that's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Let's
But
be clear on this opinion.
because let's actually let me ask you this.
Okay.
So we talk about back to back.
Okay, back to back.
How close do you rank back to back to Family Matters?
Well, back to back's better than Family Matters.
But okay, I receive that.
Yeah.
Do you think they're far off as far as quality of this?
I might have back to back way high on my disc hierarchy because that one was crazy.
I
Um,
and I would disagree with that personally.
okay.
I think Family Matters was a damn good. It's
It
just
was. It was.
I can throw a great punch. However, if one punch is you and the other punch is Floyd Mayweather, it's not going to look the same, even though it's the same exact punch.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So what I'm saying is that Family Matters was it would have ended 95% of the rappers in the world.
I received that.
He just chose the one rapper it's not going to end. And it happens. It's okay. The fact Drake didn't have to get out there. He got out there. He threw punches. He fought back. He fought back well. We even talked about that. We agreed with it. He fought back well. You
Yep.
just got your ass beat. It is what it
Yep.
is.
Right.
But now, some random person from the goddamn corner who has no stake in this cannot start coming and teasing me in my own city. No, you're getting laughed at. You're going to get your ass whooped. And I'm being in the comments laughing at you, getting your baby mama involved, and we're going to joke on you together.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No, I
I'm
get
all,
it.
I'm all for being petty.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I knew that pettiness has a soft spot in your heart.
Pettiness is necessary for life. For pure happiness, a little pettiness. Like if you had like a jar that said happiness, there's a sprinkle of petty in there. It's got to be.
Just a little bit.
It maybe a lot, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I don't really know how I it's just for one, I'll say this. If the Kendrick show never happened, it'd probably be a different conversation.
How so?
So I think before the Kendrick show, I think Kendrick just beat Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Just won. Like just a 29-28 split decision win. Like he just won. I mean, I don't want to say split decision. Drake got some good shots in. It was a good fight, but Kendrick just
Mm-hmm.
won the fight. That's how I felt. After the show, I was like, okay, this is a bigger margin than I originally thought.
So let me ask you this:
The hole
what
got deeper.
what pause? What did Drake?
I
What
didn't
could
have to
have?
be a dude. It didn't have to be a dude. It didn't have to be a dude. You made it a dude.
Well, it's you. So, what could Drake have done to prevent the margin from getting wider in that scenario? Because my theory is, no matter what he would have done, we would have called it corny.
No, 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 no. Not me. Not
So
me.
okay, so I'm asking you, what could he have done in that scenario once we thought he lost that would have prevented the margin from getting larger?
Drake.
Kendrick,
Right. No, I get the question. You can't let it end on Kendrick going on stage and saying you're a pedophile for 6 straight songs. You can't let it end there. Cause that like if like I said, if Kendrick never does the show, I'm like, okay, you lost, you took your lumps, let's move on. And I'm cool with it. And
see,
Drake can be petty, Drake can do all that. But for Kendrick to do what he did and the beef seemingly there's nothing coming from Drake, right? Because I mean, we talk about the decisions he's made with the pop records, the
Mhm.
jumping on the so Drake's over it, it seems, right? And I think I don't have a textbook answer of what you could have done, but you can't let it end where it ended at, in
So
my opinion.
he should have dropped a diss track after that
He
show.
should have done his own show. He should have done fucking something. He should have done something.
I think whatever he would have done, you would have been on the other side of it. Personally, that's what it sounds like.
No,
I
no.
think I
That's not even in my character to do that.
I think what happened is Drake lost, right?
Mhm.
Kendrick celebrated his loss. He made it a citywide thing. I get it. Kendrick did his thing. He had fun with it. Cool. If I'm Drake, I'm probably not going the route he's going, but I'm just going to distance myself from the situation. I lost. It's clear I lost. There's no rebuttals about it. I think Drake knows he lost. I'm gonna move on, go on to something else. Now, I would have stopped putting out music for a second. I would not put out pop records that talks about the exact same things he was dissing me on personally. But I don't Kendrick doing a show does nothing in that scenario to me. Um, I get it adds a little salt into the wound, but if I lost, I lost. It is what it is. He's gonna do what he does. If I keep going back and forth with it, what do I really gain? Because to be frank with you, if Drake never jumps to this beef in the first place, he doesn't lose much.
Right.
But he did, and he lost significantly. So if I'm Drake after that loss, I'm backing away. I'm minding my business and doing something else.
My pushback is you liking a video of Rick Ross getting jumped. I don't think that's distancing yourself.
I think that's a Drake and Ross thing. It has nothing to do with Kendrick in that scenario.
Well, no,
Think,
I'm not saying it's in the name of beef,
mm-hmm.
and I think, and to respond to what you're saying, I don't think that that's distancing yourself. I think that because let's be clear, Ross made a record. to Drake, and it was in the field of battle, I guess we should say, and that record only exists because of the name of beef, because of everyone was giving their 2 cents at Drake, right?
Mhm.
So if you're responding to Drake, I'm not saying it's connected to Kendrick, but it's connected to beef, like I'm saying. And I think liking that video, you're definitely not distancing yourself enough in my eyes. And the reason why it makes me feel weird is, as a man, as a competitor, if you're going to cut your losses and run, not I don't want to say run, that sounds negative.
Yes,
If you're
yeah,
going to
because
cut your
that's not what that was.
if you're going to cut your losses and do pop records, which is that's what happened, right? Can we agree?
Yeah, sure,
Um
yeah, absolutely.
I would have liked to gone away from the liking the video to sort of interject yourself to say, that's funny, I'm still here, but are you though? Like you got, in my opinion, beat really bad. It was not embarrassing up until the concert. Now it seems embarrassing. And you got nothing, you got no more fight left in you. Now you're going to start going after the guys you can beat. Just seems weird in my eyes, you know?
I think my issue with that is I agree. Distance yourself. However, that doesn't mean that anybody can come to my city and play with me.
No, no. But again, but now we're putting Drake in like the puppeteer category. Like he orchestrated that. I don't think he did.
No, I don't think so either. I just think that, hey, you came to my country, because
Yeah,
let's be clear, it's not a city thing. Canada is Drake. That's the whole thing.
sure.
You came to my country and played with me, and you got your ass whooped without me having to do anything because you thought shit was sweet.
Hmm.
You got hit in the face. That's funny. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, for
Whether I
sure.
lost a beef or not. Ha ha. Come out here and play with me again. See what happens. I think that's all that is.
It's I think is corny because like I just take it off the internet. I just don't think that that would be like, would you laugh in his face in person? I don't know.
I don't think that Rick Ross would do that in his face in person.
I don't
Not in,
know.
not in Canada. Absolutely
Oh,
not.
not in no. I mean,
But
you
he's in Canada doing this. That's what I'm saying.
kind of respect to him for doing it in Canada because that's ballsy.
No, it is
You
ballsy.
lucky you
But
only just got punched.
now when I get to sit here and watch your security guard get beat up, watch you run away from a whole bunch of random Canadians and get punched in the face, guess what? I'm gonna laugh at it because you shouldn't play with me like that.
Yeah, I think
There's a cause and effect to everything. You got the effect, and the effect is funny on my side.
yeah, it's funny. It's funny regardless. I need to see more action from Drake, I think, than
I think he's done. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I'm fine with what Drake's doing at this point. Some of his moves have been questionable. I agree. But at this point, he's moving on, doing something else. He's putting out
Mhm.
pop music, which was obviously recorded prior to all this happening. So I think he had contractual obligations to release these at some point. That's what it seems like, at least. So whatever. It is what it is.
Oh, so now you're taking the contractual obligation stand. Wait, hold on. Is that OVO or Atlanta on your hat? Oh,
Ah,
that's
shut
Atlanta.
up.
Oh no,
Shut up.
you really one
I
week
just
really
I
one week of being on the Drake algorithm really changes you.
Hey man, all I'm saying is I understand it. I don't love all the moves he's made in this situation. I think I said before these seems like the worst moves you can make. But we're here now. I'm not mad at him being petty. I'm always
No,
gonna applaud
but
somebody being
you're
petty.
also a petty individual.
Rick Ross is also being petty in this situation.
No, yeah, no,
There's
absolutely.
there's nothing wrong with
You will. What happened to Ross? I'll never say it wasn't warranted. Like
yeah.
you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right?
You fight petty with petty. And guess
Exactly.
what? Rick Ross came back and was talking shit on Instagram again. It is
No,
what it
it's
is.
not gonna stop, right? Um, I wasn't too sure how I felt about everything that has transpired thus far, and for Drake to still, because I think the like of the video is coming from a place of superior confidence, right? Because
Oh,
you got
absolutely.
there's
It
confidence in
was
being petty.
it was more than a like. His Rick Ross's baby mama commented on it. Drake called his baby mama the goat. It's went further.
But yeah, so
So, but
there's
it is what it is.
it's like
It's
you obviously have this confidence, but to me it just seems like I lost to Boogeyman, so now I'm gonna go back to like my Meek Mill route where I pick battles with those I know I can win, and I don't know how I feel about that as a competitor.
he didn't pick that battle though.
I mean, okay, you're right. Okay, I'll accept that,
I'm being
but
responsive. Yeah. If he
but
would have went and like played a diss record against Rick Ross in the club out of nowhere, then yes, I agree with you. But you did this. You came to my country. You played the song that is "Call Me a Pedophile" in a place where people adore me, and you got punched in the face. I'm gonna laugh at that. I got jokes for you all day. That's funny.
yeah, no,
You
I
decided to play with
definitely
me and see what happens.
I definitely receive I definitely receive that side of it.
I
Um,
wonder. I wonder where my OVO check's gonna come
right, because you
in.
you're doing tricks on it right now. No, I'm playing. No,
Relax.
no. That seems to be the new thing is when you support someone, it's your meat writing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, then I don't necessarily like that. But in the same spirit of Rick Ross being jumped, what we're doing today, and I don't want to say he was jumped, but he got punched in his shit.
He got punched and he dipped off,
Um
which is what you're supposed to do when you have security guards.
we are going to, in the name of negativity, we're going to give you some positive top fives. And we got top five Rick Ross albums because he's got about 38.
Mm-hmm.
No,
All fire too. All fire too. That's the
all
problem.
good albums. I'm excited to see where we go in this. So we got top five Rick Ross albums. Give me your five.
Number five, I'm gonna cheat to start already
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
because this is technically a mixtape. Rich Forever is one of the craziest projects I've ever heard in my life. Now, it is sprinkled with the diddler. I just want to clarify. If you go back and say, I'm gonna go listen to this, the diddler's on there. So
The Diddler's on there.
just try to mute that shit out. But from start to finish, it's fire. It came out probably 2012 at this point. But crazy from top to bottom.
Cheating on your on five, like right out the gate, is insane.
Oh no, I'm going crazy.
Number five, I got Port of Miami,
Okay.
the first one. I mean, just it could be higher. Their albums above this, I think, are better overall listens, like cover to cover. But I mean, you got Push It, you got Hustlin' on this project. There are some more low key songs that maybe don't make your rotation on it, which is why it's at five. But
Mm-hmm.
number five, I got Port of Miami. Number four, I got Trilla.
Ooh, okay.
Um, just such a good listen, cover to cover. You see the evolution from Port of Miami. You actually, his rapping is actually better as the albums go on. So I got Trilla at four. What you got at four and three?
At four, I got God Forgives, I Don't.
Ooh.
A little later in his career, later, it's probably like 2015, 2014. But just a good overall album from top to bottom. You get special tracks on there like 16.
Yep.
One of the great rap songs, probably
The
past 10, 20
features on that
years.
project.
Yeah, flawless. So great from top to bottom. And at three, speaking of just great top to bottom, I got Mastermind.
Ooh.
Love Mastermind. I feel like it's one of his more underrated albums that he's putting out.
It definitely
Uh,
is, and you'll see why.
but it's from top to bottom, flawless features. Weekend's got a great song on there. It's can't go wrong, man. War Ready's on there too. You know about
Well,
War
I know.
Ready.
I know about
Uh,
War Ready. Number three, I got God Forgives, I Don't. To your point, features insane on that. Who he got on that album, unbelievable. Um, could honestly the space between 1 and 3 on my list, it's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot going.
Mhm.
Number 2, I got Teflon Don.
Mm. What the hell do you have at one? All right, sorry.
Yeah, Teflon Don, arguably a classic. I know a lot of people have it as his best album.
Arguably, it's crazy.
Number 1 is just how I'm feeling, but let's do it.
Well, clearly. So two, I got Port of Miami. Nostalgia
Yep,
is highly powered behind that.
right.
Just a sound. I feel like it was very innovative sound still. And I give those albums a little more credence because even though it's your sound, it's new and it's innovative, and you get points for that. And then at one, I got Teflon Don.
Yep.
Straightforward. I think that's his best album. I think it is a classic without question. Uh, there's no arguing to it, to clarify.
On the
Uh,
internet, there's always arguing.
well, they can argue about anything. I don't
And
care.
there's no staple in music. Like nothing's ever
No, nothing that's
tattooed.
just like everybody. No, everybody thinks it's a classic. No, that's trash. Okay, well.
Yep, that's exactly. No, the moment you get on the internet and say everybody thinks something, that's when those people come out and they go, "I don't, not
That's
me."
trash. No, that's trash. That's trash, bro. Nah,
Uh
Tupac been trash forever.
my number 1 is Mastermind.
Okay.
I think so during I had COVID 2 Decembers ago, and
Mm,
I was uber sick, quarantined with my wife, and I one of the things I did was go through all of Rick Ross's catalog, and Mastermind, for what I look for in music, Mastermind just checks more boxes for me and
yeah.
meets more of the criterias. Um, I think production wise, his best out like the beats that are on that album, I think
Mhm.
are his best beats, and just I just feel like it's the most polished Rick Ross's has been. Obviously, Teflon Don, classic. I'm in agreement with you. God Forgives, I don't. I think is could also argue as a classic, but I think Mastermind is when everything came together for me, in my opinion. And this is off of a fresh listen. Like this is I went through the whole catalog 2 years ago. It's just the one where I found less skips in Mastermind, and it's for me just kind of stands out for their other albums. But that's what I got at number 1. It's all subjective.
Absolutely.
Um,
I'm not mad at it.
so now I feel like now's a perfect time where we'll hop back to Drake, and you give me your since you're OVO now, you just give me your review of Drake's features on Camila Cabello's album.
Is that an
You
O?
go
I don't know.
OVO. You do like one of those?
OVO. I'm not gonna finish the last part 'cause I'm still getting paid. Anyways, no, I mean I think they're some pop records. They're good summer records.
Just
It's not gonna be
give me a line by line breakdown.
no, I'm not gonna do that. Not worthy of breaking down lines. This is just something I want to hear. You go to a day party. This is the type of music I want to hear.
He says in the record, he says, "Cece, they want me to break it down, so they want you to break it down." Like, come on.
well, unfortunately, I'm not CC, so there's that. No, it's typical summer Drake. I'm not mad at it. It's now like in the light of the beef. It's kind of off still, but it's good music. I'm not mad
Beef's
at it.
over at this point, so
Yeah,
do your thing.
it's good music. I'm not mad at it. It's not one of my favorite Drake songs. It's not one of my favorite songs of the year. It's a cool little summer bop.
All right, that is it. That's our breakdown of. I'm not gonna lie. The record the record that he's actually featured on with Camila Cabella, that one was fine. I'm not gonna lie, I got to that ugly record, and he's doing the
All two bars of it that you listen to.
they want me to break it down. CC, they want me to break it down. They want me to break it down. I don't want you to break it down. I don't want you to break it down.
That's some real
I,
hater shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
you can't tell me anything about hating on anybody.
Or maybe I'm the one that can tell what hating is because I do it all the time.
No, but that's not a Drake thing. Anybody that starts a verse, for one, I don't want to hear anyone say anything about breaking it down. Like this isn't the 1980s where we're on the dance floor.
Debatable. I don't know.
You definitely I could look at do you watch the clips that I post from our podcast? Like
Yeah.
you definitely switched energies 1,000%.
I'm not switking energies. I just think
A
we're at a point now.
billion.
I said he lost, right? It's a obvious L. Now I'm not gonna continue to judge Drake from beef. We've moved on. We
It's
got to
not
judge.
not a single judgment I gave him was about beef. I just said that shit ain't it. That's all I said.
Hey
From a
man,
musical standpoint,
but how
that
can I
shit ain't
switch?
it.
How can I switch standpoints if this is a new song that nobody's heard before until now?
No, I just know, like, I just feel like I have a good gauge of how you feel about things after knowing you for
It's cool.
two
It's cool.
seconds.
Yeah, no, maybe you should try 5 seconds. We would have got somewhere.
I gave up on you too fast.
Yeah, no, that's all it was. It's okay.
Um, but in light of hating and whatever about Drake, we're gonna get some positive energy in the world, and let's go top 5 Drake songs. There's
There
a
we
lot
go.
of songs to choose from.
So top five. My first two are the Camila Cabello songs.
Hell yeah. I got the one he's featured. I got Ugly. I got Sticky.
Sticky's on there.
No,
You my everything
I
with
got
Sexy Red.
Wagwan Delilah.
Walk. That's one. Shit, you fucking up my list now.
Are you exposing my list before I even say it? That's fucked up.
Where you get the leak, bro? Where you get the leak?
I'm in your OneDrive looking at your notes. All right, that's a bet. Okay, so top 5 Drake songs. This was difficult because I know I criticized Drake, but I'm a Drake fan.
Sure
Um,
you are.
I just call it like it is, man. It don't matter who it is. It could be my mama. I don't give a fuck. If you being corny, you being corny.
That's true.
Let's go top 5 Drake songs. Give me your 5. What you got?
So this is my least favorite list to put together. Not because I hate Drake, but because
It's
Drake's
hard to
still
pick.
Drake is still the boy. Let's not get this ever confused. We had fun with beef. My boy lost. He got mollywopped, but he's still him. I want to clarify. I know Brandon's still hating on the inside, but
Oh,
he'll be all right. So for 5, I got 0 to 100. Real quick.
real quick. Oh man, you know what? I just reminded of a record that I need to redo my list, or I need to at
All right.
least plug one, take one out.
Well, give me a 5.
All
Plug it
right,
in. Plug it in.
5. I got Hype off of Views.
Hard.
That
It's hard.
shit slaps to this day.
I'd be in the car wanting to crash into people.
No, honestly, like till this day, that shit's absolutely insane. 40 just goes stupid too. Like that's another conversation.
No, 40's got a problem. Like,
Oh my
why
god.
are you like this?
Just talk about making beats that I don't think anybody else can make.
Yeah,
Like
no, honestly.
at all. Like we talk about Metro, we give Metro his flowers, but there are people that do what Metro does, but Metro does it better.
Yeah.
But 40 does shit that no one else can fucking do. And that's why
Like,
Drake got him on salary.
hell yeah. He's 40's never going
You
nowhere.
signed for life.
Yeah, no, we got a blood contract, big dog. You die, I'm bringing you back to life.
All right, give me your 4.
4, I got 4 p.m. in Calabasas.
Ooh, timestamp.
All you self-promoters are janky. That's just hard. That's just hard. I'll be honest with you.
Sometimes it'd be the first bar.
That's all it is. Sometimes that's all I need to hear. Because he's talking about the diddler. I just want to clarify. So
The
when
Diddler is like I'm thinking of like how Batman there's the Riddler and he's in the green
yeah.
suit. I'm thinking the Diddler is like a whole different costume.
No, it's a different costume. He's got a dildo as a logo on the front of the
The
shirt.
dildo just on the forehead like this. Like the Riddler has a question mark. He's just got a dick right there. That's
It's
insane.
just hey man, and when history proves itself, dissing a diddler to start one a rap record is fire.
Nah, I get it. All right.
Oh,
So I'm.
three.
Oh shit. So it's 3 for you. Go go go.
I got cameras. As you'll see it later on this list, R&B Drake is gonna always be my favorite thing that Drake does. I appreciate him as an R&B artist versus a rapper more, to be honest with you.
Okay. We couldn't really be on more different sides of that coin, but
I
that's what I
love it.
appreciate about us because it'd be some contrast that really gets it done. Number 4 for me, I'm going Furthest Thing off of Nothing Was the Same. Um, that record for me is absolutely. I mean, that's my favorite Drake. Is
Yeah.
Nothing Was the Same. Um, Furthest Thing from Perfect, like everybody I know, is just and just again 40. But I got Furthest Thing
We
at 4.
yeah, we screwed this whole list up. Go ahead,
But
give me three.
no, that's fine. At 3, I got Hell Yeah Fucking Right.
Mm, pop record.
My favorite Drake verse is the
No,
first verse.
he goes crazy on there.
Um, it's not one of those. It's not one of those bar heavy. Like, there's not metaphors or wordplay. But when he does the part of the verse where he's like texting an old woman he used to mess with,
Mhm.
and he's saying, I made it, and then he's like, I told her I love her, then I told her I'm faded. It's like we've all been at that point where we've been fucked up, kind of influenced by our own shit, and then said some shit and we're like, nah, you know what, I didn't mean
I
that.
didn't mean that. No.
I'm in the moment, and that's what the whole verse to me is. For one, I think it's probably one of his best storytelling verses.
Mhm.
And I'm surprised he didn't get in that bag a little bit more. I think it's so polished. The flow is incredibly hard to do too if you're looking at it from a
Shout,
technical
I'll
standpoint.
say, shout out to Breath Control.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's my probably top 3 Drake verses is the first verse on Hell Yeah Fucking Right. All right.
Give me two, because we're
Yeah,
out of
number
one.
2, I got Too Much.
Okay.
Um, Again, when Drake just cuts the bullshit. Now, I don't think there was really bullshit at that time, but when Drake just gets to the point and just starts talking about that shit that kind of hits you in the feels, that's my favorite Drake. And
Yeah.
Too Much, the Sampha chorus,
Stanford. Oh, crazy.
um, unbelievable. And the bars just in that verse, it's a super serious song. Um, and again, talk about how you started first. Done saying I'm done playing. Last
Hmm.
time I was on the outro. Stuck in the house, need to get out more. I'm just stacking up like I'm fundraising. Like, just walks on that shit. That's could be one, but then I got my one. What you got?
At two, I got Chicago Freestyle.
No, kind of the same with like
Same.
ours. That's like the same song but different.
Yeah, it's the same threshold. I just got Givey on float. He's floating on them, but he's floating on there. So it's just, I think more so not even just Drake, the compliment of all three things, the beat, Givey on, Drake just walking on the beat. It's just such a, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but it's literally just a vibe, like just from start to finish. That's one of my favorite songs to put on. You kind of picture yourself late night drive listening to that. It can't beat it.
And Drake paying respects to Eminem taking
Yeah.
the Superman flow.
Mhm.
Um, all right, you giving your one?
I get my one. I got Jaded.
Okay, there you go.
I tell you, R&B
You know,
Drake.
you staying true to you. I like it.
It's that's my oh my God. That's just uh Drake is not very introspective. One thing he is with women. We
I
know
feel
that,
like
right?
when he does get introspective, he's so good though.
No, he is.
When
He
he
is.
chooses to, that's
But
all. Nothing was the same. Was all introspectiveness, in my opinion.
but he's great at talking about women. That's just there's no way
That's
around it.
what he does. Yeah,
That's his strong suit. He
made a
stays in his
career out of
bag.
that.
I wish he would take those same skills and elaborate them elsewhere, but whatever. We have what
Yep,
we have, right? You can't argue with somebody who's been number one their whole life. So whatever. But no, Jaded.
I like that. Number one, I got back to back.
Okay.
Dan, um, where I put back to back again on my hierarchy of diss tracks is it'll surprise a lot of people, and that's
Top
someone.
five.
Oh, absolutely!
Oh
Like,
wow.
you're telling me you want to talk about embarrassing, right? And I love Meek Mill. I do.
Hmm.
Meek Mill's on my list of one of the most underappreciated guys. But for you to be with Nicki Minaj, and he said, "Is that a world tour or your girls tour? I know you gotta be a thug for. This ain't what she meant when she told you to open up more." I dropped my fucking phone. That is one of the most disrespectful, like,
And I will say that's when people realize, oh, I
he
think
can do this shit.
Drake took a massive step as a rapper in that moment. Because Meek Mill, remember Meek Mill at this point, Meek Mill, he's a battle rapper, he's in a wash Drake, he's not
Right.
gonna be close. And then Drake cleaned him up without
That's
hesitation.
no debate there. Yeah,
Absolutely. I think Drake put himself into a different rapper threshold with that one song.
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm not
and
mad at that.
no, and I as someone who I enjoy the battle rap aspect, I enjoy the competitiveness in hip hop. It's probably my favorite thing in hip hop, if I'm being honest. Uh that it's almost one of those like I didn't know you had it in you, but holy shit. Um yeah, no, back to back at one. What more can I say? Do you have any honorable mentions, like some records you really had a tough time with?
Oh, honorable mentions, honorable mentions. Um,
Like, is there
Milk song go on for forever.
some that maybe you had on your list, but then you're like,
No,
ah,
because I have probably like 15 songs I could put on almost list.
one that was so two. I'll give you two. Right, Talk Up with Jay Z goes incredibly hard. I
Hmm.
fuck with that record so much.
You fuck with that record more than anybody else does. Like
I
that
know,
I
and
can.
that's the whole point of these lists. But
Wu
when
Tang
they
Forever is still top of my list. I don't care what you say.
yeah, there you go. When he says, you know, he's at the top, but he's at the top, but nobody's staying. I was like,
Hmm.
damn, because at the time, motherfucker was at the top,
Yeah,
and like that felt like that was cool. Tuscan Leather off of
yeah, hard.
Nothing Was
That's
the
hard.
Same. One of the best beats. Again, 40. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I figured we should take some time and really um give Drake his flowers in
Oh
the
wow.
in the midst of
Did you get an OVO PayPal payment while we were on the pod? I'm confused.
I keep it a buck 50
Mm,
whenever this mic comes on.
I'm sure you did.
Ain't no side switching over here. I'm just gonna call
Mm.
you corny when you're corny.
Ooh, okay,
And
okay.
dudes be corny. Kendrick can do something tomorrow that's fucking corny. And I'm gonna call you
Interesting.
corny.
Interesting.
Just I mean, I don't fit into like any type of cat. Like you can't back me into a corner. I record in a corner. Look at this shit.
So you are back into a corner.
I am backed into it. I'm literally like I can't go anywhere but this way. um You want to talk about some basketball?
I've been dying to talk about some basketball.
Because and this is where you can kind of relax a little bit because the I mean with the beef and the hip hop dudes getting jumped, uh, people be getting hurt. Let's talk about something where no one's getting hurt.
People just
Maybe some feelings are getting hurt.
the people are just
But
getting paid. That's all it is. Good
um,
Lord.
man, I saw someone posted a tweet that said speaking on Isaiah Hartenstein. And they said this motherfucker averaged 8.6 rebounds in 18 minutes in his career, and he's making $4 more million a year than Miles Garrett is for the Cleveland, and he's like defensive player of the year.
Hey man,
But I'm
if you're
like,
not
come on, look, that's such a dumb thing to say in regard. Like it's funny, but like in football, you got 55 guys on your team,
you gotta pay
where in
everybody.
basketball you got 15.
Hardenstein got overly paid. That's my opinion.
And
I'm not mad,
it's one of those guys.
but
I don't want
he's
to really get down to the nitty gritty of it, but I'm
former Rocket. Come on
former
now.
Rocket. I definitely thought he was foreign. I didn't know he was just like a mixed normal dude. But
He said he's mixed. I don't believe him.
yeah, they say he's black. They're like his
Yeah,
dad's black or some shit like that.
sometimes people say that. I'm just like, okay.
I'll believe you if you want me to. But no, that was one of the that was definitely a interesting signing, and uh they said him and Chet Holmgren are the blackest white duo of all time. Him and Chet Holmgren, because Chet Holmgren got some sauce to him. Like
Little something, something.
he
You can
wears
only
this
have so much.
iced out
You can only have so much sauce when you're that tall and skinny. I ain't gonna lie to you.
dude. They're like my fair fellow. And then Hartenstein is one of those dudes, and we talk about it. I talk about it. You listen to me, and you probably ignore me. But
A little bit,
there's
bro.
like a group of dudes in the NBA that we don't know really what they do other than what is told to us, right? They're like, here's Hartenstein. I'm not saying he's one of those guys, but like, here's Hartenstein. His numbers, nothing pops off the screen. Maybe he's a good rebounder, whatever. But there's these guys that they do this off paper stuff. Then they're like, they'll have somebody that's a great defender, and you look at the defensive numbers, and it's not there. And they're
Yeah.
like, you know who's the goat?
Who?
Patrick Beverly is
Hey
the
man,
goat. Is the goat at that.
do you watch ball?
His defensive numbers not good, but he lines up and he dives on the floor. He makes it nasty, and coaches like that.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes my defense numbers aren't good, but I bring enough energy that it helps. Like it makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I saw.
Because
I mean, definitely later in the career, they kept saying PJ Tucker is a defensive specialist, and I watched people drop 40 on him like night after night, and I'm like, it is what it is, though.
yeah, but if you watch the game, you
They
understand a
do the
little
little
bit.
things.
Yeah, 100%. Like he's gonna
Yeah,
go and get the nasty rebound that your superstars want to get. He's gonna go get in the face of the guy who's challenging your superstar.
he's the
He's gonna
enforcer,
yes, and
like in
you
hockey.
the enforcers need to get paid. Let's be honest here. Draymond, they won't stop paying him, and he just punches people in the face all the time.
Now Draymond today, yeah, but Draymond was different though. Like
Oh no, he
prime
was
Draymond was
triple
crazy.
triple double machine. I understand that. But guess what? He still won a championship as an enforcer. This most recent championship, he was an enforcer at that point.
Yeah, he's actually starting to shoot the ball a little better, but
Well,
he's
I guess they replace him with Clay Thompson.
it'll be interesting to see how the Warriors look going forward. We are coming off of the NBA draft, right?
Yes, sir.
That was interesting. I think we were predicting a little bit more movement than maybe we saw.
Yeah. How did
So
we do on our overall we did our what? Bench player podcast draft? We didn't do too hot.
no, well, I think no one did though. Like, here's the thing: whenever Ron Holland went 5 to
Yeah,
Detroit,
no.
it
I
was
was like,
over
oh.
from there.
Well, let's be fair. Ron Holland getting going to 5 to Detroit, also mixed with them paying the crap out of Tobias Harris. I was like, oh, we can never predict what Detroit's gonna do.
No, they're gonna they'll spice up some mid and serve it to you on a plate.
Hell yeah, that's a thing.
I wanted to kind of pick your brain about this draft class and what are some moves that stuck out to you? Some some rookies and now their new team pairings. What are some picks that you really like?
Well, I will say one of my favorites, just because in our draft we had this guy going 4, Rob Dillingham, and he ended up with the Timberwolves. We're gonna rank this later, but that's gonna pop up on my list. Cause what a move! Just I think we talked about, hey, Mike Conley's getting older. You have to find somebody that can replace him. What a perfect plug-in. This guy's got a little shot to him. He's a small guy, but he can be backed by this huge defense that's behind him, and he can move the ball. I think that's the perfect move they could have made because I don't have to really pay this guy significantly for some time, and now this guy can grow with Anthony Edwards.
No, yeah, I say we talk about if you want to give your opinion on who won the draft. I think we might be in the same boat of
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota.
Yeah, that
Talk
one move
about
alone made the difference in the world.
talk about realistically having a super late pick because you did good in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and this draft is so close, right? This draft is so close. There's not anybody that just jumps off the board compared to others.
Yeah,
To say Rob Dillingham could end up being the best prospect in the draft is not so far crazy. And the fact that he's going to a team that went to the Western Conference Finals is
yeah,
insane.
and we had him going 4.
Yeah, I had him going to the Spurs, and he did go to the Spurs, but then they sent it to Minnesota.
The Spurs gonna be sick if Dillingham isn't being better than Stephon Castle, but that's a whole different thing.
That's a thing, and we'll get into that a little bit more. There's a handful of picks. Dalton Connect falling to
Wait,
the
oh, to
Lakers.
oh my God, that was beautiful for the Lakers because what they needed was a shooter. They basically got another Austin Reeves with some hops.
We'll just compare the white guy.
Is that not a similar game?
No, you're not wrong by any stretch of the imagination, and I think that's a bigger problem that we need to talk about. No, a lot of the guys that I had on my sleeper list that I made ended up going way earlier. So someone's been watching the bench player podcast. What's up? Jalen Tyson, who ended up going to Cleveland. He was in the high 30s in on some prospect leagues. He goes 20.
Mhm.
Um, Deron Holmes, another dude, high 30s, goes 22. It was definitely fun. I think a lot of people were guessing at the end, but Terrence Shannon Jr. also going to Minnesota, and that's one of my sleepers. Uh, Terrence Shannon Jr. and Dillingham going to Minnesota is absolutely insane. Talk about a team that looked like they were going to have zero influence in the draft and absolutely came and stole it.
Absolutely.
Um, there are some questionable picks. Zach Edey going to the Grizzlies. I don't know how you feel about that, but that was been talked about in a bunch of different places.
I mean, so Zach Edey was amazing in college, right?
The best college player ever.
Yeah, and it's however, we've seen a lot of big men that do not transfer well to the league. We know that, right? However, I think if you're looking at what Memphis needs, what's a good fit for them, I feel like he's worth the risk. Going at 9, maybe you could trade
Especially
him.
with this draft.
Correct, correct.
Like, why not?
You have to look at the draft and say, okay, how much of my risk am I taking by taking the guy who was solid in college without question?
Right.
Just do it. Why not? Sometimes you know what I mean. Like it's you getting job back next year. It's give it a shot. It's a big man down low. Jaren Jackson moving to the 4. Now you have incredible defense at all times. And now my only question is how they're going to spread the floor. That's a different concept, but
Yeah,
you have to
because
think.
if I mean, I guess you got to have Jaron Jackson Jr. as your 4, and he shoots threes. He's good. He's good
Yeah,
at it. But
but Edie's going to clog the paint a little bit.
on the defensive end, ZD has to be your 5. He's not
Correct.
playing 4. So
Correct.
then if you're putting Jaron Jackson Jr. at 4, he's got a guard 4s, and what if you're playing a stretch 4? Then you're taking his defensive ability out of
Away
the
from the
paint,
paint. Correct.
and
Now you're relying on Zach Edey.
that's my
So
question with it all.
yeah, I mean, one of those things you just take the risk. I get it. I'm not mad at it. He's almost like your Steven Adams replacement,
Mhm.
but bigger.
A lot bigger,
Yeah.
ugly too. I mean,
Well, taller.
respect,
Well,
but
taller. I mean, not say
yeah,
bigger.
yeah. Talk this way,
Yeah, no,
up
definitely not
here.
this way. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Uh, um, Nikola Topic going 12 to Oklahoma City.
If we talk about overall, OKC won as a whole this offseason. Um, talk about Hartenstein. You talk about the Caruso trade. They got rid of the Predator. Uh, and you got the
A
guy
lot of
who,
white people going into Oklahoma City.
hey man, I don't know what they're building over there. All I'm gonna say is,
Hartenstein, Topic, Caruso.
you know, I'm just gonna say they should be careful over there. All right, they're building a clan over there, and I'm concerned. But these are the solid white guys, so I'm not even mad about it. But no, Topic is the perfect person for OKC to pull. It's worth the risk. You have a high pick. Presti is Jesus Christ. You want to talk about mastermind, master class on how to be a GM.
An
Good
amazing
Lord.
GM.
Um, they're gonna build rafters for this man. But you have Nikola Topic, who's gonna be hurt. He's not gonna play next year. Cool. You don't need to get him minutes. But my God, just how we talk about who could be the best player coming out of the draft, it could be him.
Yeah.
And you just got him just cause, essentially.
He was on a lot of draft boards. Top 3, some had him at 1. That ACL injury definitely dropped him, but for a team as good as OKC is, they're going to be a playoff team again. They're going to be a contender again. And for them to we're talking year after next, you got Shea, and you're going to have potentially the best player from this draft. Holy shit.
What do you feel
It,
about Alexandra Sarr going to Washington? I
I
think
love I like it. I
I feel like
mean,
Atlanta dropped the ball so much.
yeah, again, I want to just really nail this home that nobody knows shit until everybody plays, right?
Of course, of
Um
course.
the the scouting report of Ristichet is that he's a 3-and-D guy. Atlanta has a lot of 3-and-D guys.
Exactly.
And I
What you
unless you're trying to get him try to get him to tap into some potential and then, tweak his game a little bit and maybe he could be something different. I get it, but
you know
it's
what
def
who
it's
it's like
definitely gonna be
you,
tough.
you know what you don't have in Atlanta? A 7 foot athletic
Right.
defender, which was right there. So that's the problem I have with that. You have Capella, who's clearly on the downslope of his career.
And they got
Um,
Okongwu
yeah,
who
Okanwu.
who gets minutes and he looks good in minutes. Maybe they're saying we don't want Sar because we have him because he's young. I mean, he's probably 3 years in the league.
What about the
Uh,
other 7 3-and-D guys you have though?
that's exactly my point. No, I'm with you 1,000%.
It's a
I feel Alex Sar is going to do really good in Washington. I think he was with Topic. Topic was number one on my draft board, but with his injury, Sar was a clear two.
yeah,
Um, but I definitely think he's in a situation where you're going to get minutes, especially as a big man. And
yeah,
then Washington also signing Jonas Valanciunas.
yeah. It's
So
it's
you got some good
a
big guys.
yeah. Washington, not they're not going to be a playoff contender by any means, but they made a little fun. They made some good moves. I'll give them that.
So now
Um,
we actually have a reason to talk about the Rockets.
I was going to create one regardless, but I feel you.
Reed Shepard, how do you feel?
He answers a lot of questions that I think that the Rockets had. I think it's a smart move. Now, the Rockets have like 15 people signed that you feel like all need to get minutes. That's something they're gonna have to figure out. Uh, Not a bad problem to have necessarily. This guy, they're regarding him as one of the best shooting prospects in a long time. So when you have a shooting problem and you can get a guy that shot 50% from the field on a high usage Duke team, go for it. Why not?
I think what people are forgetting about Reed Shepard was how good of a defender he was.
Yeah, I
And
said
that
Duke. I
is
meant Kentucky
unheard of
at that size.
for whites, but also that side. No,
It's an off season for the wax.
like he is going to be a really good defender. He's undersized, sure, but talk about the guys who are really good in this league that are undersized. Um, I think it's getting playing time right now with this current Rockets build.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
You got to think that some moves are coming before the season starts because you got Fred VanVleet, who's making a lot of money as your point guard.
Expiring contract. That's
Amon Thompson, who played a lot of 2 and 3 last year, but is better with the ball in his hands.
correct.
So then there's that. Jalen Green, also a guy who's better with the ball in his hands, not for playmaking, but for scoring. He's a driver. That's what he does. He's a
Mhm.
slasher. So Jalen Green needs the ball in his hands. It's going to be interesting to see what Houston does at this point because I feel there's going to be some moves that have to happen. Otherwise, Reed Shepard is going to be the third overall pick that's going to be playing 15 minutes a game. And I don't know if that's what you
Yeah,
want.
that's not ideal. They just the Rockets have created an odd problem by obtaining a lot of young talent in a short amount of time.
Right.
So now it's like, okay, now what do you do? And I think that's the question they're gonna have to answer it.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk about how bad the Chicago Bulls are?
Oh my God. You had, like, from my understanding, they're having such a hard time trying to get rid of Zach LaVine. It's like,
Like,
we'll give you some picks. We'll give you Michael Jordan's jersey. Just take them.
not only did you think that Giddy for Caruso was a good swap, not only you draft Matas Buzelis, who coming out of the G League can't separate himself. And now you got Buzelis, who needs a lot of work, Giddy, who needs a lot of work. You're getting rid of Zach LaVine.
Lonzo Ball will never play basketball again.
Yo, shout out to Ayo and Kobe White because
What are y'all gonna do over there?
I
That's gonna
like
be a
Kobe White and I like Ayo. I like them
they're
both.
That's gonna be such a bad team.
And oh, they re-signed Patrick Williams to 90. Dude averaged 10 points a game. And
Hey
they got
man,
90 million to
hey
him.
man, you can't keep up with what he does. You know the unmeasurables.
I have to start doing that. That's gonna be our new thing. Is whenever you don't agree with something, just unmeasurables, dude.
Unmeasurables. It's the unmeasurables.
That's the name of this podcast. It's the unmeasurables, man. It's what you can't see. Um, no, but I think I like a lot of the landing spots. Um, also, real fast, give me 2 seconds.
Okay. I have two
All
seconds
y'all
for you.
complaining about Bronny James getting drafted in the second round, right?
55. Pick
55.
55.
The Bucks took AJ Johnson with the 23rd pick, and he averaged 2 points a game. Shut up.
And
Shut up.
also, I would like you to tell me the last five guys the Lakers drafted in the late second round.
Exactly.
Oh, you don't know who they are? Cool, because they're no longer in the NBA. What are we doing? I don't understand.
It's not, there's a weird group, and I think it's a lot of like Jordan supporters. There's a weird group of online people that just hate LeBron, and
Can we
it's
just
going to
say?
extend to his son.
Can we just say shout out to nepotism? This is one of the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was a moment,
He's gonna be on the team with his son. That's crazy.
right?
First and foremost, love all the memes that have come out about Bronny getting grounded for not hitting the corner shot.
Nah,
But
facts.
it's you love it. It's a great development tool. It's Braun. We can act like Braun's not flexing his power in this situation. That's obviously what this is. Who's currently a free agent, ironically, which would be hilarious if he just signed the Warriors now.
He just goes to Dallas.
Appreciate that. I'm out.
You're on your own. I
Like,
said LeBron will play for the Lakers, but it's LeBron Jr.,
yeah, no,
not me.
you misunderstood me. Because side note, the Lakers organization is an absolute mess, but it's not because of drafting Bronny James. Like I'm sorry. There's so many other things that they've screwed up that this cannot be what we're focusing on.
You know, a
Braun
lot.
said, you know what? I'll take less money. Just give me one of these four guys. No, we're not gonna get any of them.
It's and speaking of that, that's a good segue. The Lakers fans or people who think they know the Lakers, y'all need a software update, man. I'm telling you, there's still the narrative. Because we said DeMar DeRozan should go to the Lakers. A
Mhm.
lot of people agreed. A lot of people disagreed. There's like this narrative that's been going on for like the last 5 years. Lakers need shooting. Bruh, Lakers were 8th in the NBA in 3-point percentage. How better do you want to be? Do you want to be 5? Or do you want people that could put the ball in the fucking basket? Like, there was times where the Lakers were like 28th in 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
They were 8th last year. Like, this whole Lakers need 3-point shooting. Y'all need a software update. That's not the case anymore.
And they just drafted a great 3-point shooter.
Like,
On
y'all
top
need
of
to
all of
watch the game and stop listening to people like us that are just spreading narratives.
With
Like,
that
I'm
being
sitting
said,
here, I'm
I'm
sitting
ready to spread
here,
more.
I'm seeing all the comments about uh Lakers need shooting. I'm like, this team must be really bad at shooting. So I went and did the research and I looked at the stats, and Lakers were 8th in the league in 3-point percentage. Y'all want to be number 2? Like, y'all want to? That's not the
Relax.
3-point shooting, my guy. Like, it's y'all top 10. It's not the 3-point shooting. It's the fact that y'all don't got any bucket getters. Is all I'm saying. Besides
And
Braun and AD and Austin Reeves, like twice a week.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
Um,
he's cool.
so we got still guys that we know are gonna get moved, but we don't know when they're gonna get moved, right? We have DeMar DeRozan,
Yes,
obviously, but we know that's coming.
that's coming.
Zach Levine, you have to imagine that's gonna happen one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else do we have?
I
Big
mean,
name wise, you got Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges
Uh,
is still out there.
Miles Bridges is on the move
We kind of
somewhere.
knew that was going to take a little bit.
I mean, you have to imagine the Clippers going to go for him, considering who they're signing nowadays. It's just if you got to take a criminal, hey, just come on over. We'll take all of them. Just
The
Guantanamo
team's
Bay
gonna
over
look like the
here.
longest yard, just a bunch of criminals on one team.
Hey, they were hard though, so whatever. I'm gonna be honest with you. If they get Miles Bridges, is that not a good team, or am I tripping?
I we gonna talk about it? We're gonna talk about it. And what you're thinking is on my list.
Okay, all
It's
right.
on my list.
I just want to clarify. Like
I love it.
I don't want them to be good, but they're going to be good.
Um, we'll get to that. Let's do you want to do what you want to do our top 5 moves so far? Then we break down the moves, or you want to
Let's
do it
do
vice
it.
versa?
Let's do it. Let's do top five.
All right.
I like that.
Top 5 off-season moves so far in the NBA. I'm gonna set it off. Number 5, I got Kevin Porter Jr. signing with the
Ooh.
Clippers.
Ooh.
Look,
I'm not mad. It's
I look, I want to be very clear when I say this. I'm assuming if a mistake was made domestically against the law, I'm going to assume that this person is better and has changed. I'm going to assume the best. Um,
he's
and
24 years old.
if he made a mistake, and I'm not going to act like I'm super well versed on the situation, but I know that charges were dropped and stuff like that.
I think
If
he
he's
he
good,
ended up getting charged like third degree
yeah.
something.
If everything's, I'm assuming everything's good now, and it won't be a problem moving forward. Kevin Porter Jr. to the Clippers is monumental with PG leaving.
Correct.
Monumental, because I think the Clippers were signing James Harden. I don't think Clippers re-signed James Harden if they knew Paul George was leaving.
Mm.
Because at that point, I mean, what are you doing? But
Yeah.
I don't think they re-signed Kawhi thinking Paul George was going to leave.
Correct.
So they're in a
A
desperate
pickle.
situation.
Absolutely.
And Kevin Porter Jr., if he's going to be the third option on a team, that's a
That's
really
crazy.
good third option to have.
Yeah. As
Um,
Rockets fans, we saw him first and foremost. Dude can get a bucket, and dude can efficiently get a bucket. Um, now, obviously, he has off the court problems because this is not the first incident that's happened.
it's been a thing. Yeah,
The Rockets got him for nothing because he was a problem.
exactly.
So there's definitely a feeling that okay, when is it going to happen again? Despite what it is, he's a problem. So I want to say his talent is good, but he's a terrible person. However, we're talking about just basketball, right? We're gonna try
Just
to.
basketball.
We're just strictly talking about basketball right now. We acknowledge that he's a shitty person, but just basketball wise, what a third option. And I think that you still have room to bring in somebody else. That's when we talk about the DeMar DeRozans, the Zach Levines. If you can get one of those guys, maybe even get a Miles Bridges. I don't know if you can afford all that, but uh, one of those guys that makes him. We're talking about something different. It sounds like instead of a big three, you've now built a well-built team, which we've seen as the formula to success.
I definitely, as a Clippers fan, or if I was a Clippers fan, I would be feeling very uneasy right now because Kawhi's not gonna play.
Correct.
He's gonna miss a lot of games. James Harden's get to that point where he's missing some games, and he's not old James Harden, you know. And then Kevin Porter Jr. still has age on his side. I think he can help, right?
Mhm.
But the aspirations that you once had with Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden are now gone,
Yeah.
and you're kind of left like, man, I kind of spent some money trying to.
You gave up all your future for PG, and he just walked away.
He said, "Nope,
That hurts. That hurts.
give me your 5."
Five. Already talked about it. I got Dillingham to Minnesota. I just think that's a big
Ooh,
move. It's unexpected. And I think that given, and obviously it's a lot of pressure to start off with, right? As a rookie, you're coming into a team that is championship or bust at this point. So it's tough. But I think that when you put him, you don't have to pay this guy for a while. You put him on a timeline with Anthony Edwards. I love the move personally.
no, yeah,
At
absolutely,
4, Mikal Bridges to the Knicks.
yep.
What a move. Shout out to the Knicks. The Knicks got us really excited until other things started happening. But Mikal Bridges, huge move. I think he fits that team perfectly. I think that you lose Hartenstein, you lose the unmeasurables, right? But
I
you're
love that.
you uh you added a guy who's just good at everything.
Yep,
Not great at anything, but he's good at everything. Uh,
exactly.
I think that he was not a good first option. We knew that, right?
Hmm.
He was best when he was the second, third, or fourth option. He's on a team where he can be the third or fourth option. It's not a big deal. I think that the Knicks just look like a really well built team, and I don't know. When the Knicks are good, I'm not a Knicks fan. don't really care what happens with them. But when they're good, it seems to be better for the league.
Yeah. If especially if you want to talk about a coach player combination,
Yeah.
you and we all know Thibodeau likes guys that he can run into the ground. Mikal Bridges is one of those dudes.
I'll miss games.
Doesn't miss games.
I'll play every minute.
He'll
I'm
play
healthy.
45 minutes, and it
Tom
just
Thibodeau is in heaven right now.
he's got a team full of his guys. Josh Hart,
Yeah.
another one of those guys.
Yep.
Dante DiVincenzo, another one of those guys. Jalen Brunson, another one of those guys. And then we all forget Julius Randle can hoop a little bit, and
Yeah.
he's there still with all this going on. That
And
Knicks team's gonna be crazy.
that's where it gets scary, man. It's I think the Knicks are gonna be
Miles
really fun.
McBride, a
I
great
don't
young point guard.
he might be a part of a trade coming up. I don't know. Because the Mikal Bridges trade is not fully finalized yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah, a lot of them are still
there's
out.
there's talk that he might be involved with that. If he stays, they start getting serious. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, what you got? So it's my four. My four. I got Donovan Mitchell signing an extension with Cleveland.
There we go. Run from the grind.
Like here's you got a guy. Donovan Mitchell is one of there's not a whole long list of guys that their game elevates in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys. That's such a even no disrespect because I know he's the most loved guy in the league. Even Luka Doncic game does not elevate in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Like and rightfully so.
He's
Teams start playing you like a motherfucker, right?
yeah.
But Donovan Mitchell is one of those guys. Very few that in the playoffs he's going stupid and he's elevating his game. And I think when you got a guy like that, you lock him down however you have to. Don't trade him. Don't think of rebuild. Just if you put the right pieces around him, he's going to elevate this game and maybe he can elevate others. So I got Donovan Mitchell re-signing with Cleveland at 4. Number 3 for me, nothing much to say here. I got Mikal Bridges traded to the Knicks.
Beautiful.
Like it's just the perfect marriage.
Absolutely.
Okay.
3. I got both moves to OKC.
Yep.
We talked about the Topic pick. We talked about Hartenstein. We
Caruso.
talked about Caruso. That team that was already good and already on the cusp of taking that next step. Plus, you have the young guys that are just getting better. Just got fast forward, but there's nothing left to be said. Sam Presti, man, just I like to see GMs just kind of get in their bag, and they just got more picks. I what is happening? He just like, oh my god, it's like Thanos just collecting every pick in the world.
It obviously needs to be the perfect storm because obviously there are teams that draft so many players that they don't pan out.
Yes,
And
so
like
draft.
Charlotte's been drafting early for forever and
Yeah.
it never ends up being anything. So you got to have the right coaching staff, the right front office. You have to have the right perfect storm. And it just seems like everything is hitting when it needs to with Oklahoma City. Not only is Shea an MVP candidate, you got Jalen Williams is fantastic, like out of nowhere. Chet Holmgreen looks
Mm-hmm.
like he's going to be good for a long time. It just that whole team just seems like everybody's blossoming whenever they need to.
And it's kind of bizarre when you break down that Paul George got traded for SGA.
Yep.
And on top of that, their first round pick for 2022, 2024, 2026. Like they stole their whole future and trade him with the guy who I'd rather have right now, anyways. So Jesus,
That
just what
just sucks when that happens.
that hurts.
What you got next?
But for number 2, I got Clay to Dallas.
Mm.
I like the move. It's
Yep.
now does this change things drastically for them? Probably not. But what it does is it puts Warriors in a weird situation, which, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to weaken my opponents as much as humanly possible. And at the end of the day, you just got a shooter, a guy that can shoot the ball. as much as we talk about, oh, Clay's game's diminished, he's not the same Clay. Dude still shot 40% from the field last year.
Yep.
I'll take that all day. And they didn't overly pay him. 3 years for $50 million. I don't I don't see a problem with that. I think it's a good contract. So I
Yep.
think it's gonna be a fun team. It's odd to see Clay and Kyrie play on the same team. It's odd to see Clay outside of a Warriors jersey. Uh, it sounds like this was some disrespect that came towards Clay that made him make this move because they said he got more offers for more money, and he was like, "No, I'm cool. I'm not gonna force y'all to pay me what I deserve." Which I think that when you build a dynasty, you win 4 championships, and you did it with the core three guys. Sometimes you got to take an L for a few years to take care of those guys, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They decided to you got Mike Dunleavy, who's not emotionally connected to these guys, that just made a move that said maybe a smart business decision, but he kind of screwed himself in the process. And I think the other teams see that and be like, oh, okay, cool. I see how y'all do people. And that's a problem.
Yeah. It didn't make my list, but I do like the move.
Mhm.
I like it more for when we're in the conference finals.
Yeah.
You got a guy that's been there. And
Hmm.
Kyrie has too, but Kyrie has been finicky in his career. Like he's on and then he's off, he's engaged, he's not. Klay Thompson will always have championship mindset. That's
Yeah.
something that he'll always have. His game, I mean, even if he gives you 15, 16 points a game, that's 15, 16 points that you weren't getting from Josh
Tim
Green,
Tim
that you
Hardaway
weren't
or
getting from
Josh
Tim
Green.
Hardaway Jr., that you like. It's because you
And
talk
it's
about
it's yeah, it's gonna
like
be an
they,
efficient 15 and 16.
yeah, and I think his defense is still serviceable. He
Yeah,
he
I've
has
heard
he has too much of a dog in him to be like a liability. Like he'll be better than Luca.
I've heard a lot of people say, oh no, Clay's a liability. Now I was like, all right,
It's
relax. Like
not that bad,
he's not who Clay used to be. We know that. And we're
right?
fully aware of that. However, he is an upgrade defensively for them versus
Yeah,
having Tim Hardaway out there. I'm sorry. That's an
he's
upgrade.
one of those people don't understand the mentality of Klay Thompson, and I'm not a fanboy or I don't whatsoever. I'm a Rockets fan where he busted our ass for a long time.
We felt the bad side of
I have
that.
every reason to hate the dude. I was there when people said he was better than James Harden, and those people still exist, by the way. I
Yeah.
see them today in the comments. They're like Clay over James Harden all day. Y'all are smoking dick, but by the way, like we won't even acknowledge it. But
That was a conversation at some point.
no,
Is
we were
enough.
living it. We were
Yeah.
there. Like because Clay made the All NBA team and Harden did it as a two
Yeah.
guard. And it's like, oh, well, that was clear that even the NBA thought
Yeah.
that Clay was
No.
better than Harden.
And Clay, like I said, I to your point, I like this move more so for as they get deeper into the playoffs. Having a guy that's done it before, having a guy that's not going to get nervous in these situations, having a guy that's in some of the tougher situations, he's shined a little bit. I think it's going to be beneficial for them. I think he kind of brings some of what Dallas lacked going into the finals this year.
Right. No, I'm with you. My number two, Paul George to Philly.
Okay.
Um, he could easily be one, obviously, because one of the best teams in the league got even better, and there's not a even a conversation about it, right?
Hmm.
Like the team still has Tyrese Maxey, they still have Joel Embiid, they re-signed Kelly Oubre, they are bringing in Eric Gordon. Like this team is stacked, and
Whoa,
then you
whoa.
just got what's up?
They lost Tobias Harris. Don't forget that.
Oh,
That
you're right.
changes things. Wow, that's
This is a
crazy.
lottery team.
You essentially swapped Tobias Harris out for Paul George.
And that's what's really scary.
Yeah.
Paul George, even I don't know if this is even a hot take. I'd like to get your opinion on this. There's a situation where I can see Paul George being the third option on this team.
Yeah, I think he is the third option.
Yeah, like I don't. There might
Which
be some people that are like Paul George is better than Maxi, which cool,
no,
but like
no.
Maxi's been there.
If I'm Paul George, I want him to be the second option because how do you guard me now? And I think that's the part that gets forgotten about.
This
Like
team will be unbelievable. If Embiid, and this is a
health,
big if
health.
Embiid can stay healthy, but
All three,
even
all
but even like even if he doesn't, like as long as they can make the playoffs wherever the health was through the regular season, if these three guys
get
are
healthy in the
healthy in
playoffs.
the playoffs,
That's a tough
good, pack
team
a lunch. Pack
because
a lunch.
Paul George is tough in the playoffs. He always has been, at least not your guy that steps his game up, but he doesn't get scary in the light. I'll put it like that.
Last year was tough.
But I think we look at recency bias, right? This is
Right.
also the guy that competed with LeBron in his prime in the
In
East every
Indiana. Yeah.
single.
That was hard.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, and he competed.
Right.
So I'll never forget that that's that same guy. So
Yeah.
I don't ever want to let that get lost.
Yeah. That is my two. I think it could be one, but my one is really it's a detailed one. But number one for me is Chris Paul to the Spurs.
Oh wow.
Like, not only are you Chris Paul is finally getting paid what he should be getting paid. No one likes Chris Paul because he's making a insane amount of money. He's making $11 million this year. Other players that are making $11 million this coming season: Landry Shamet,
Mhm.
Royce O'Neal, Maxi Kleber, and Aaron Naismith. So Chris Paul's with them. So you're talking about
Yeah.
you actually have value with Chris Paul for the
Mhm.
first time in a very long time. Not only that, you're taking one of the better point guards to do it, and you're putting him not only to be there to help Wimby, but also help Castle.
Correct.
That I feel it is the most genius move this offseason. And we all forget Chris Paul. We talked about Shea. Chris Paul mentored Shea, and he was the reason Oklahoma City took the tide turn and they kicked him to the curb and traded him to Phoenix. But
Mhm.
Chris Paul was a part of getting everything in motion for Oklahoma City to be on the run that they are on today. I think if he could do something remotely similar in San Antonio, that team has pieces. You got
Yeah.
Devin Vassell. Keldon Johnson's nice. Wimby is a generational talent. Now you got Chris Paul. If Chris Paul can help Castle get his offensive game where it needs to go, this team is going to make some noise, but I think it's going to do more, not just for wins and losses. It's going to do more for the development of two young, promising prospects. It's going to be a ton of help for Wimby, even more help for Castle. I think it's my favorite move. Absolutely.
Well, sorry to pull the steam down from your excited moment. My number one's Paul George to the Sixers.
Of course. Yeah.
We know why.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad pick whatsoever. But no, I think Paul George to the Sixers, it could be one on everyone's list. I want to be a little different, but I can't, and I literally called it that day that Chris Paul signed. I said, I texted you before it happened. I said, Chris Paul helped turn OKC around. I could see him spot where he lands up with the Spurs, and then
A few hours
um
later.
a few hours later, here we are. And Greg Popovich and Chris Paul, two coaches essentially.
Yeah.
Like I think that it's so much fun, dude. So much fun. I know we wanted to. I mean, we kind of while we did our draft, we ended up breaking down all the moves. So we kind of
Yeah.
put two segments into one. Um, Man, and I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself and start to be like, man, what are some way too early seeding predictions for next year's
Yeah.
playoffs?
Let's not get
Yeah, I'm
crazy.
like, man, I'm trying to
Um,
think about, you
because
know,
I think the Clippers have one more move left in them.
you think
I
so?
really do. I really do. I think we're
I'm
gonna
clipping this.
see.
I'm clipping this. So this is your moment.
Oh shit. Um,
What's up,
I
guys?
I think the Clippers are gonna make. I think we gotta see DeMar, Levine, or Bridges go to the Clippers. It just makes sense. The runway's laid out. I'm sure there's a weird financial side you got to work out, but I think we're gonna see it. I think the Clippers are they are going into their new arena this year. You can't do that on the downslope. I think we're
It,
gonna see some fun.
if there's a team that I think fucked everything up, it's the Clippers. And I don't even think it's necessarily like I'm not saying it's the front office's fault,
Mhm.
but whatever plan the Clippers had, it just got destroyed. And
Oh
now
yeah,
you're like, man, if I knew my two guys were gonna be Kawhi and James, I might have done this a little differently.
Yeah. No, but I think that I always want to say that sometimes when you lose a third guy, obviously it was not their intention to lose a third guy.
Of
It
course, of course.
gives you a better opportunity to build a solid team around everybody. Um, I it seems like the formula with two top guys and build a solid team around them is more effective nowadays. You see the Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, and let's build around them. You see the Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, let's build around them. I think that's just the big three is gone. There's only so much money to go around. I think you take your two superstars, you pay them, and then you build around them. And I think that that's what the Clippers can do right now. Obviously, what level James Harden is a superstar nowadays is highly questionable. What level Kawhi is a superstar nowadays is highly questionable.
Yeah.
That's the answers that we'll need to have some solutions. Those guys need to show up for them to get anywhere in the playoffs. There's no way around that. But I think that you can build a solid team around them now.
No, they could definitely be solid. Like I 1,000% agree with you. But what they were wanting, I
Of course,
feel
yeah.
they did not get
They're
because
clear.
I think the Clippers were kind of like we can win a championship,
This
and
is a
it's like
clear plan B,
yeah, this is
Uh,
make some shit happen.
but plan B, we've seen plan B work before. I'll put it like that.
You're right. No, I'm
So,
100% with
so
you.
I'm ready to see what happens.
Before we dip out, I got a spontaneous segment.
Oh, jeez. Oh, screen share. Let's go.
All right. We got best NBA jerseys of all time.
Ooh, okay, let's go.
And we starting off with
The
the
Raptors versus the
Toronto
Raptors.
Raptors dinos, but we got the white or the purple. I understand
Oh,
this because you got to put them against each other because they could fuck around and
oh,
be in the finals together.
oh my God, that's a tough one.
You got the Dino Raptors jersey with McGrady, and then or you got the same jersey but white on white.
Why are you doing this to me? First round. That's crazy.
Like, it's just the way it's got to be.
Give me the purple. Give me the purple. Let's
I
do it.
agree. Let's go. All right. Oh, this is like a
Oh,
wash, right?
what are we doing? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
that's a
Like,
wash, right? Okay, here we go.
don't let's not ask each other dumb
Black
questions.
on black Miami Heat or white
Ooh,
on white? I think I might have a. I
white on
think
white.
I was just
White on white. Come
the
on
white
now.
on white
That was
Miami Heat
hard.
was
That was hard.
insane. All right.
What we got? Oh, Bucks. Come on now. What are we doing?
Really? It's
That Bucks
close?
that Bucks jersey's crazy.
Oh no, I'm with you. I thought you were saying like this washes.
No. Bucks jersey's
The
crazy.
Ray Allen old school Bucks over
Yeah,
the
it's hard.
Lakers. Let's do it. All right.
Ooh,
This one. The
I actually
Miami
like these
Vice Heat
jerseys.
is cold. You
I
like
almost
this
want to
one?
go. Yeah, let's go with that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I like the color. I like the color. Oh,
Utah. Ooh,
hold
no,
on.
that's
That's all.
tough.
Hold on. I'm about to say
Wait a
that's a little
minute.
quick. We got the
Wait a
Stockton
minute.
Utah Jazz, Stockton Malone Utah Jazz, and we got Sean Kemp Sonics.
The Sonics was zoomed out, so it threw me off. And then I looked close and said, "Whoa!"
But I still think it's
I think
Jazz.
Utah. The
It's
the
close.
mountains.
Like you got to
The
give it the
mountains.
respect.
Yeah, the mountains throwing into the jerseys is crazy.
Yeah, I was like, you got to give it the respect. You can't just like brush it off so fast.
Come
But it's still Jazz. Okay, here we go.
on now.
Pinstripe Rockets all day
Come
long.
on now. Come on now. We're biased. I don't care. Ooh, black.
Ooh,
Black.
you like the pinstripe bull?
I did up.
Pinstripes
I
make
did up.
everything better, right?
It does, right? No, 100%.
So we got the pinstripe bulls over the regular bulls. Let's go. I like it. All right. Okay, so
Ooh.
now we got it is. Ooh, hold
Ooh.
on, hold
That's
on,
tough.
hold on.
That's
You know when
tough.
you're about to make a decision and then you go, hold on.
I think I'm gonna go with the Pistons.
I got Raptors.
Uh,
Uh,
that's tough. I think that the Pistons is like a grown-up logo version of the Raptors one.
that's a fair point. It's
That's
honestly it's
that.
like a horse and a dinosaur.
Same,
All
same,
right.
same, but different.
Well, I'll let you have the
That's
Pistons.
I don't like the
I get the next
decision.
one. I get the next tiebreaker.
All right, all right.
All right.
Ooh,
I'm going Bucks
Bucks?
on this one.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
two
Bucks on
Bucks.
this one. All right. I'm gonna go Jazz.
Jazz, yeah,
Yep.
that's too
All
easy.
right. No tiebreakers yet.
Ooh,
I feel like you gotta go Bulls, right?
do you? I actually
It's
have that jersey in my other room, so I gotta go with the Bulls.
let's
Let's
go
go.
Bulls. I know we like the Rockets, but okay. Ooh. Ooh.
That's
I
a
don't
tough one. That's it.
no. Yeah, I'm gonna let you choose.
Bucks?
I have no idea. Bucks?
I don't feel good about it. Oh no, you gotta pick this one. You own the tiebreaker. Come on now. It's on you.
I'm going Bucks.
Ooh, Oof.
Still,
It's got to be Michael. I'm
it's
sorry.
it's the pinstripe
Sometimes,
Bulls.
and sometimes it's the man in the
Now
jersey.
this is the winner of this side. Let me go one more side.
Bulls.
I respect it. I respect it.
There's a whole nother side. Jesus.
Oh,
Oh, that Grizzly one is tough.
this is one of the best jerseys ever.
Yeah, no, 100%.
People are gonna be like, "What about the Lakers?"
Fuck the Lakers.
Oh, fuck this.
Pinstripes.
Yeah,
Pinstripes. Come on now.
fuck this.
I don't care about
What?
your newspaper jerseys.
I
Ooh,
like the black.
I like the black. I'm
I
with you.
like the
I'm with
black a
you.
lot.
Black.
Really? I
I
don't
think
like
so.
this a whole lot. I like
Really?
these.
All right, you got it. You got it. The black one just makes me feel like Warriors. Like, I don't know. Oh, that's a tough one. Hawks are so
Oh.
much more innovative jersey, but the Sixers is a classic.
I gotta go Sixers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. I feel bad about it. Ooh, I
Kings.
Wolves.
I like the Kings one.
All right, I'll let you have it. I feel like I got a couple. All right, I'll give you the Kings.
Wolves a little corny along the corners. I like the OKC orange jerseys.
I like the
I like
Boston
the,
green
but I like the
too.
Boston. Boston.
Let's go Boston.
Yeah, let's go
Oh, you did.
Boston.
I'm sorry. You said it, and I clicked. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good. Suns
Oh, the
all day,
Suns clean
all
up.
day.
Yeah, this is. I'm
Yeah,
not really care too much.
that's slight work.
Oh,
That's
this
tough.
is hard. Penny Hardaway pinstripes or the like Mike Bibby Grizzlies. I feel like it's got to be Grizzlies. This
It's
is
got
one
to
of
be no.
that's
That's
hard.
that's one
All
of the
right,
tougher ones.
all right,
I got yeah,
all right.
Grizzlies all day.
Timberwolves clean up. Timberwolves clean up.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy, slight work.
Sixers clean up.
Sixers, yeah, no, without question.
Suns.
Suns, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this is where it's gonna start not getting fun.
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
Yeah. No, this might be pretty easy. I'm going Sixers. Oh shit.
I'll go with Sixers, but I don't feel good about
I don't feel good about it either.
it.
And it's Grizzlies.
It's Grizzlies, yeah. Oh, so that means oh no.
We done did it now.
All right, I'm gonna hide my face. I'm gonna say Grizzlies.
It can't be tied to you. No, that is the hardest jersey of all time, I think.
Yeah,
There we go. That was fun, man.
that was way harder than I needed that to be.
I'm downloading that shit. All right. Well, that was a spontaneous segment. Any words of wisdom before we sign this bad boy off?
You know what it is. Fuck Rudy Gobert.
And Doc Rivers.
Hell yeah. I stopped watching that clip bullshit that you wrote.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I've watched the first three and I didn't go back.
Yeah, no, that's
It's just such a
ass,
bad show.
such ass TV. I've got better things to do with my time.
And
I
I'm
have a
like,
broken my ankle. I just got surgery done. I can't get off the couch.
literally, you are in perfect position.
I'm not watching that shit.
Dude, I my favorite, I'm gonna tell you what, this is a quick my favorite thing to do is to get elevated. It's legal here. I take a Eddie, and I've been watching Key and Peele on Netflix. I'm telling you, there are times where I need someone to like come get me.
Resuscitate you.
Bam. I always like Key and Peele. I laugh, but I be on the edible, and I like you gotta like stop me, and you gotta like, yo, come back because this that motherfuckers, them two motherfuckers are insane. There's one there. I don't know if you've seen it a whole lot, but like there's one where they're like two like gang members, right? And they're about to pull up on somebody. And they're like, all right, they're the fools we trying to smoke over there. You ready? And he's like, yeah, let's go. And they're about to leave. And he goes, hold up. We got to go back home. It's like, why? He goes, I just pooped my pants. And imagine being as high as you've ever been. And I'm sitting there, he's like, what? He goes, what, you got diarrhea? He goes, nah, I ain't gay.
What?
And then he's like, are you sure? He goes, hold on. Yes, there's poop in my pants. And then he's like, you're nasty. He goes, don't judge me. And then the dudes who they're trying to smoke pull up on them, and he puts a gun in the dude's face, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry I judged you. I'm dead, bro. Like, I'm literally like, I can't do this. My wife comes in like, bro, Are you good? I'm on the floor. Just
No,
tears just
no.
down my face. That's my new favorite pastime to do. But anyways, that's about all we have here at the Bench Player Podcast. This has been a good one. Um, hopefully some more shit starts popping off in music because we can only comment on the Drake Kendrick shit for so long
Wait, I'm waiting.
before
When that Drake music video, or I'm sorry, when that Kendrick music video drops, you're getting 6 hours of content.
yeah, we gonna watch
I
the
just
live premiere
no, I just want
because
to be clear. And we gonna run it back.
I'm telling you,
If
we
there's
gonna
no remix, we're gonna make our own live.
be like, and for music, Big Sean just put out an album. All right, so basketball. It's like it's about to get super short here in a second.
Big Sean put out an album. We're just waiting to see if Kendrick drops. No? Okay. Never mind.
All right, well, we got nothing else here for you. This has been episode 8 of the Bench Player Podcast. We out.
Peace up. A-Town down.
Dun-dun-dun.